Well, my fellow Driftomaniacs, as you can clearly see, Richie's been out shopping, so welcome to my Arrma Talion 6S unboxing and review. Been after a new Arrma, one of the 6S ones now, for quite a while. I've had quite a few of the cars in the range, not had the Talion before. It has caught my eye on the shelf down at JJ Customs. So did the Arrma Notorious, but the Arrma Notorious is the same as an Outcast, and I've had an Outcast before, so I kind of thought that was like a step backwards, whereas this might be a step forwards. Also, I like the fact this has got a much longer wheelbase than the Outcast and Notorious has, so it's not going to want to wheelie as much, if at all. Keep all four wheels on the ground, because I do best of all like driving at high speed with all four wheels on the ground. Outcast, Notorious, wheeling all the time, loads of fun, don't get me wrong, but to go fast, best to have all four wheels on the ground. Anyway, let's have a quick spin around the box, see what there is to like about this car. And if you like this stuff, guys, don't forget to subscribe. 70 mile an hour top speed, will it do that out of the box? Not going to be able to test that tonight, but one day very soon. Waterproof ESC, waterproof receiver box, waterproof servo, 2050 kV brushless motor. Tactic 2.4 GHz radio, so nothing will interfere with it. What doesn't it come with? AA batteries, LiPo charger, LiPo safe bag, and LiPos. And it'll take 4S or 6S power. Huge rear ring for increased downforce. Turbofan wheels with D-Boots Qatar tyres, and they look like they're designed for some serious speed, being quite aerodynamic with being flat on the side. Low centre of gravity for high-speed off-road, but nonetheless, having seen what TP Extreme does with these things, I think we can safely say this thing will jump quite well. Now, there's a lot more info about the mechanics of the car on the outside of the box, but I think it would be far better to get this thing opened. Now, I would say this thing is obviously going to be fairly big. I mean, Arrmas are big anyway, but there is a picture on the outside of the box which shows this thing true to scale, which means it's going to be mammoth. Okay, we'll dive into our box. What have we got in here? Besides the manual, that is. Body posts and shock absorber components on there for varying the shocks. Speed gearing, which is going to be essential for hitting that 70 miles an hour. Fairly comprehensive toolkit that you get with these Arrmas compared to other cars. A couple of XT90 connectors. And now, the most important thing in the box, the speed chart showing you need to fit the speed pinion to hit that 70 miles an hour magic speed, according to sort of 50-ish with the stock pinion on there. But I will be putting the GPS on as soon as possible, run the car with a stock pinion, see what figure we get from that, and then put the speed pinion on, see what figure we get from that. But I'm fairly confident, having seen these online, that this will hit the 70 miles an hour. Anyway, let's get back to the car. Okay, well, diving in this end of the box, I'm guessing in here we have got our ubiquitous Tactic TTX 300, forwards, brake, reverse, left, right on the steering on there. We have got steering dual rate, throttle trim, steering trim on there. On the back you've got the ability to reverse the throttle and reverse the steering on there, on off switch on there. 4A batteries in here to get you going. All in all, a proven reliable transmitter, fairly solid about it as well. Now the car itself, will fall notice on the outside of the box, dirt, asphalt, grass, sun, rain, snow, anything any weather or terrain you've got, this thing should be able to take it. I'll tell you now guys, this thing is absolutely huge. In a second I'm going to get an Arrma granite out, put it on the side so you can see just how big the Talion is in comparison to one of the 3S cars. Anyway, let's look this thing out. Now, on the boxes, my only tip on these would be, if you've got space, keep the boxes, because if you ever sell any of these RC cars, trying to find a box for some of the insides, real problem. So what do we think, guys? It is way bigger than it looked in the store, I have to say. Okay guys, well, I've put it side by side with the granite on there so you can see just how much bigger the Talion is. So if I turn them sideways on, nearly doesn't fit on the counter, this thing. See what I mean about how much bigger this thing is than the granite. I would regard the granite as quite a big RC car. Anyway guys, getting the camera down, let's have a quick spin around the outside of the car before getting that body off. The tyres just look destined for high speed, I have to say. I'm thinking I made the right decision here guys. Definitely looks seriously geared up for some serious speed. Yet at the same time we've got big bore aluminium shocks all round, which is going to mean it's going to be up for some serious bashing on air. Sway bar there at the rear, body off, and let's see what's under the skin. And as ever with the Arrmas, you've got these handy little body clips on which stay with the car. On these little rubber straps. and it's a substantially longer wheelbase than the Outcast, so I'm hopeful this is going to give good high-speed stability on there. Anyway guys, what have we got under the skin? Okay, I'm going to start at the front and work our way backwards. On it, one of the things in the Arrma, you've got all steel drivetrain, from the drive shafts through to the front diff, the centre diff, everything in between on the drivetrain is completely metal, which does give them this unique noise when they're moving around slowly. It seems very noisy, but like with all Arrmas, that noise seems to completely disappear when you're in the car. You think it'd be noisy when it's running, but the opposite appears to be true. Anyway, starting at the front, we've got a sway bar on there, big bore aluminium shocks, aluminium shock tower tucked away there, lots of metal on these Arrmas. Servo on the left, there was a waterproof servo there on the left, waterproof receiver box tucked away there on the right, waterproof ESC on the left. So we've got our centre diff on there, nice and easy access for being able to change the pinion and the spur gear on there. Our 2050 kV brushless motor on there. Battery tray on the right hand side. As I say, this car will take either two 2S packs or two 3S packs, or a single 4S pack or a single 6S pack, hence this little lead here. If you're running this is set up to run with a single pack configuration on there, remove that and you can then fit either two 2S packs or two 3S packs on there. Hope that makes sense. The battery tray much improved. The early Arrmas were not that great in terms of, like my first Typhon I had, you could really struggle to fit 6S batteries in there. This is substantially improved on there. The spring loaded clip there at the front, and you like the chassis braces. I know people do recommend putting one in from tower to tower, but fairly substantial chassis braces along the car there. Anyway, all aluminium chassis plate as well. Moving on down to the back, so we've got our sway bar there, big bore aluminium shocks, and noticing that at the back there we've got adjustable suspension geometry. Once you've not got that on the front, you have got some adjustability in the steering at the front. And those big bore shocks at the back held in place by an aluminium shock tower. Anyway, let's have a quick spin along the underside. Now the one thing I would say is that wing looks designed for serious speed. That is going to have a genuine aerodynamic effect on this thing as the speed gets up above 50 miles an hour. I'm guessing that is really going to help push the thing to the ground. Oh, just love that sound. Okay, starting at the back, just check out those A-arms. They do not look that substantial from above, but they do from below. Our aluminium plate running the full length of the car, and again nice big thick A-arms at the front. Anyway, quick suspension test. Okay, lifting that front wheel until the rear one just comes clear. It's got some stats, probably coming up on 6 inches of travel on there, good 5.5 at least. And damping wise, oh, don't you know this is just designed tough for bashing? Just check out that damping, very well sprung, very well damped, exactly as I thought on there. Whilst this is designed for high speed, as I say, TP Extreme does some fairly awesome stuff with those, so do check out Thomas's channel. Quick rear suspension test on here. Well, just wanting to lift again, probably 6 inches of travel on the back there. I expect the back to be just as well damped as the front. And I said the shocks come with varying diaphragms in there that you can use to change the damping rate of the shocks included with the kit. But very nicely sprung indeed. Is that going to bottom out in a hurry? Drop this from about 2 feet. Not a chance. Thinking 20 feet this thing probably won't bottom out. Well guys, got an Ovonic 4S pack, 50C rated, all charged up, ready to go. So I'm going to go and find myself 4A batteries, fill in the transmitter, and let's take this thing for a little spin outside. Figured out in my yard, 4S, more than enough power today. 6S power in this thing in my yard, could be asking for trouble. Anyway guys, I'm hoping you're liking what you're seeing so far. If you do, don't forget to give this the thumbs up. And to anyone who's familiar with the older Arrma battery trays, the problems you used to have squeezing batteries in, I just thought that worthwhile showing people how easy that 4S pack fits in. Start to use these Ovonic 4S packs in the Losi Super Rock Ray, and the Lucy XLE, because these are about 82 bucks for two.
Okay guys, well, all set to take the Arrma Talion outside, and it appears to be pitch black. Is all lost. Been working on something here, boys and girls, because night is turned into day. And this is way too fast, even on 4S for this yard. Just brutally quick. Anyway, anybody wants a link to these lights, I will put it below the video. It's rather good actually. Two lots of 240 watt LED bulbs in order to turn night into day. Oh man, this is gonna be so much fun. Ooh. Excellent brakes, as you would expect on this thing. Anyway guys, I hope you like my transformation of night today with my new lights. It gives me that little bit more ability to play with RC cars and test stuff at night. Anyway, if you like this video, you want to see more of this car, there's lots more coming for this baby, then don't forget to subscribe.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed my review there of the Arrma Talion 6S. It was super scary out there, even with those LED lights on, which are an absolute bargain on Amazon, by the way, and they're going to make my life much easier filming stuff in the evening until summer comes along. Put a link to them below the video should anybody interested. Just run them off a 12-volt battery. Anyway, more to the point on this thing, lots more to come. I'm going to stick the GPS on board this thing as soon as I can. Test it on 4S. I have a feeling that thing's going to be knocking around a 50-mile-an-hour mark just on 4S. Brutally quick out there in the yard tonight. I definitely think I made the right purchase because I can feel I'm going to be able to steer that thing on the throttle. It's showing no tendency to wheelie, which is just what I was after. I want something that's going to stick to the ground like glue at high speed, and I have a feeling the Arrma Talion 6S fits the bill. Anyway guys, you want to see more of this car? Then don't forget to subscribe. We hope you liked this video. If you did, please click on the circle image to subscribe. And if you hit subscribe, then don't forget to hit that little notifications bell next to it. Okay guys, well if you want your own Arrma Talion, then get yours where I got mine from, down at JJ Customs in San Jose. Do get down there in person, give them a call or check them out online.